Sub-Saharan Africa supports just over 910 million people, nearly 50% of whom survive on less than the equivalent of $1.25 a day. Of the 49 countries in the region, not one is considered a part of the developed world, making this area one of the most vulnerable to food insecurity in the coming century. In a part of the world where agriculture contributes 40% to the GDP and upwards of 85% of individuals depend heavily on rain-fed agriculture and sensitive supply systems to support their livelihoods, climate change compounds the question of creating a methodology for achieving worldwide or even regional food security. According to the IPCC, by the year 2100, mean temperature in Africa will increase between 3 to 4 degrees Celsius, 1.5 times that of the global mean response to climate change. Crop yields are expected to decline by 10% for every degree Celsius increase in areas with a seasonal growing temperature of 25 degrees Celsius or above, accelerating phenological development and reducing growing seasons on average by 31 to 65 days. Because of this, agricultural yields are expected to fall as much as 24%, resulting in a 30% increase in the number of individuals living under extreme food and water stress. In knowing this, and in knowing that climate models will not be, in the foreseeable future, sophisticated enough to tell us just exactly what climate change will bring, it is important to consider local understandings of change when considering what can be done to mitigate and adapt to it. The question becomes, how can we use this local knowledge to develop sustainable solutions for the future? Seeing as we cannot afford to sacrifice ecosystem services to expand agricultural intensification that increases yields and profits while mitigating the impacts of anthropogenic change must be adopted to manage the current food security crisis across the developing world. Soil fertility management will enhance soil coverage and control erosion. Irrigation and water conservation decrease individuals' dependence on rain for the success of their farms and avert crop loss in times of drought. Using a variety of crops more suited to changing climate increases yields, increasing profitability, and changing planting dates will protect plants against drought during the sensitive growth stages. It will not be the privileged who are most affected by climate change, but the people with the highest livelihood insecurity and the lowest capacity for adaptation. By making the agricultural sector more sustainable, we will not only decrease global greenhouse gas emissions, reversing impacts of future climate change, but also increase an individual's capacity to thrive by increasing food security.